Go ahead, guys.
All right. What do you
All
need me to do?
Yep. So, what's your background, sports-wise?
We can go anything. We can do tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah,
Okay,
I play
that's
tennis.
fine. Yep. You play quite a bit.
Yeah, or a little bit.
All right. So that's good that you have that visual. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see your grip and hit a few shots. How much do you play?
Recently been playing maybe once a week, but only for about a year.
Okay.
I played a lot before, but it's really just been off and on.
All right. Let me see that golf club for a second. All right, close. It's almost like it's a little under, even though it's mid-size. Seems like it's quite a bit smaller, like you're bent over quite a bit.
Yeah.
So it's either bad posture or bad habit. So let's see. Go ahead and get your setup again. Stay right there for me after you get the setup. All right.
You guys hold on 1 second.
Yep.
We gotta let this airplane go.
All right.
A lot of bad. But no, those are really
Let me see your pitching wedge.
Those are really good questions.
We're gonna see. Yep. May or may not be the issue. So, all right.
I think
So
I
change-
wasn't tilting my golf club, so that's what I usually tilt it in.
Yeah, you normally.
And that one I
yeah,
was doing
you-
more like a driver.
Yeah, you normally stand not correct. All right, so here's what I want you to do. So so the body won't work that way. Okay. So when you bend way over like this,
Mm-hmm.
then your pelvis is going to be locked, and you really can't move. Okay.
Right.
So imagine if you were playing tennis. Go ahead and get a fake tennis racket out in your hand. Great. Now what I want you to do is bend way over for me, and now bend your knees. There you go. And now can you move?
No.
No, okay. Neither can you in a golf club. So the golf swing is no different than any other form of human movement. So if I have a tennis racket in my hand, I want to be light and ready to go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the easiest ways to get the correct, not only just correct grip, but correct posture is just put the golf club up on your shoulder. Your right shoulder. Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Now, easiest thing to do now, just close your eyes for me. Perfect. And you're just going to put the golf club down in front of you and put it on the ground. There you go. Now, did you do all the crazy stuff you did before?
No.
No. Does it feel a little bit easier?
Yes.
Okay. So your spine, the way you can always test this is you want your spine to be at about 1 o'clock. So if that's 12 o'clock, you want 1 o'clock.
Okay.
That makes your pelvis work at 30 degrees, which is maximum for knees, hips, and all that. So you want your hand width, about 1 hand width away from your thigh. I'm going to put a golf club behind the shoulder blade, and it should be right across the top of the knee and into the ball of the foot. If you did that, then you're going to be in the right spot. So the way you did it before, go ahead, and now bend your knees like you did before and way down and all that. See? So now do it again. I'll show you the wrong. I want you to feel incorrect and correct. So you can see how from here you're really hanging back. Okay. So taller, 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 taller. Hands and arms closer. Good. Even a little taller. No, you're good. Okay. Perfect. Now, right there is fine. Now, what I want you to do is just take your right hand off the club and just let it hang with no tension. Right? Put your shoulders there. So you see how your hand hangs?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the golf club is supposed to be with your right hand.
Yeah.
No, you just pushed it out. There you go.
Gotcha.
One hand width away from your thighs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, totally different.
Mm-hmm.
So you were getting a very, very bent over. So
Gotcha.
from there, we haven't talked about your inefficient grip yet, but
Yeah.
for right now, that's first, okay?
Okay.
So now go ahead and swing. Okay. All right, so we're getting closer. Now, your golf club is not in the right spot with your hand. So let your hands hang. Everything about this game is supposed to be pretty natural, okay? So you bend your knees to get down. I want you to feel that you kind of like are sticking your butt out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then you bend your knees to take the pressure off. Does that feel different?
It does.
Okay.
Yep.
So when the arms are hanging here, that's where your grip is supposed to be. That's how your hands hang. No, what you just did is wrong. Okay, there.
Right in here?
Yes, that's wrong.
Okay.
So you did this and turned them. Okay. So that is how the hands hang with no tension.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring the golf club, bring the hands out,
Okay.
and that's how they would look. So if I put this correctly, the left hand down in the fingers, the golf grip. Now, how different does that feel?
A lot different.
Okay. So now we can make a conical action with the hands,
Right.
which will, no, stand there. I know how to do this. Okay, so there you go. See that?
Yep. I feel it.
So if you put it in the palm like you had it and turn this way, what happens is the wrist is restricted. That's why you were slice the golf ball and not have a good time. So when you're here, now you're in the right spot. Now, we'll go over that again with the grip. So if the golf club should feel light and you have wrist action. Okay? So if I turn your hand this way, now it's heavy.
Oh, wow. That's
Okay?
crazy.
So you didn't know. You could always tell this. So I never want people to get their grip down here. I want people to always get their grip up here, especially with the left hand first, because now look how, even though I'm strong, I can't lift this very easily, right? And so now from here, now I can move the wrist easy. Okay.
Gotcha.
So you didn't really have any wrist action. Okay? And it kind of goes along with when people try to help you. Usually they try to say put the club and the shaft and the left arm straight all in one line, and it's dead wrong.
Right.
Okay. And so this proves where you're supposed to be. So now you know how to grip it correct every time. So if you don't, it's on you. But this changes the wrist position, and it changes how your elbows fold, and it changes how your golf club gets on plane or not.
Whoa.
If you don't have this correct grip, then you might as well go home. Yep.
Wow.
Or make double bogeys. All right. So now the right hand, we'll make it a little fun, but the right hand is basically just how you would drink something, or how you probably want to grab my throat.
Right.
All right. So this pinky is going to lay right on top of the pointer finger.
Okay.
This lifeline will go right on top of the thumb. And this little second joint, really powerful, will squeeze right up in there. And now that is a correct grip, end of lesson, because you're like, oh my God, right? Now, yep. So they say they've seen you before in the first, and all I did now is just show you where your hands are on the golf club correctly. Do you understand why they're that way?
For to pivot it,
okay,
so that it moves right.
Right. So now the hands can now go over the shoulder. And did the hands come apart? No. Then you know you're in the correct grip.
Whoa.
So you can practice at home on your couch doing this and having the correct grip. If you did this, then now you can create a circle with your hands like this. Now feel how much more club head speed you have doing that.
All right.
So hold on, 87% of learning is visual. So what I want you to do now is mimic me. So you're going to feel your hands, wrists, and forearms. Now see, that's a lot of arms and body. So this is pushing the club in the shaft. Nope, nope, nope. Hands.
I got you.
Yep. Hands more. Yep. Now, do you notice how your left hand doesn't want to make that motion?
Right.
Because you've trained it for whatever reason to be, see, that's right. So just this little bit right here makes a difference. This is the fat part of your finger, okay?
Okay.
It's the only time I can ever tell a girl that she's fat, she got a fat part of her hand. So this hand's got to be on top, okay? Now I want you to make that same motion and watch what happens to your wrist. Hey, look, it can do it. There you go. Now go a little quicker. There you go. Now that's called club head speed right there. See that? So that's all there is to a golf swing. So if you did that motion right here, your hands will swing the golf club over your shoulder. And do it again. See? Now if you put that on still shots or whatever, then you would look like you're know what you're doing, right?
Whoa.
So right there. So that's all hands. Now, we'll go into that in detail in a second. So the hands are the only thing that moves the golf club back. If anybody, this is a part where I want you to understand, so your buddies don't lead you down the wrong path. The wrong announcers on NBC, CBS don't bring you down the wrong path. YouTube videos, the endless miles of and hours and hours that you'll go down. So if I'm literally here, right here in the front, this is how you learn. If I said, okay, I want you to turn your body, it would look like this. Does the golf club move anywhere? No. So therefore the golf club is not moved by that. If I drive my feet, okay, I'm moving the ground pressure. I got to put, golf club doesn't move. It's not connected to my belly button, not connected to my hand, not connected to my feet, right? So it's only connected to my hands.
Right.
So if I move my arm, let's say I lock this joint, and this joint, and I just move my arm, the golf club will move about a foot or maybe a foot or two. Now hold on, that's exactly what you just did. So the only way to get the golf club to go further back from this angle is to keep twisting. So where's my weight? left leg.
Yep.
That's what people do. Hey, I want to lock everything and I want to turn, right? And that's not it. So the hands are the only thing that get the club over the shoulder. So now this is your arm and this is your forearm, okay? If you go to anatomy class and you say that this is your arm, you flunk. This is your arm. So now, my arm moved, but my hands moved.
Right.
90 degrees. 90 degrees. So my hands are what swings the club back. Now, once it's over top of the shoulder, it's 100% the arm going to the target on the intended line of flight that you want to go. If I'm here and I turn my body, the golf club will go across. And how's it getting? Is it getting down to the ground? No. So if I'm here and I drive my foot or my hip, the golf club is barely moving because of my right shoulder going down. So, and if I release the angle of my hand, I do that. So the only way it goes is this arm all the way to the target while the hand is going under. That's it. Now, for you, tennis, let's go back to that. You don't grip it in the palms like you do a tennis racket. The tool is different. You have to have now rotation around the wrist joint. Right. In tennis, you don't have rotation around a wrist joint because you've locked it in the palm, okay? Bigger grip, like a baseball bat, right? So this is different. Now, I want you to visualize, though, that when you are doing this, that you are taking the tennis racket and that you are taking it and you're going to hit a high lob. So the right hand goes under. So it goes like this,
right,
and then like this. That's right. Do that for me. Don't worry about the ball.
Okay.
Okay. Now make that motion. Yes. Better. So now we're starting to have some actual movement here. Okay. So when this happens and the hands now start to wind up here, now the arms go to the target. Right. Now, the hands do two different features. Relax the hand joint. Now, the left hand rolls and rolls this way. That's what the left hand does. That makes the elbow joint move, and that makes the wrist move this way. Okay, so this is like your backhand in something. Okay, so some people are different brained, and I have to teach them how to backhand because they don't feel this motion with this hand. Now, so this joint does that. Agreed with that? And that would make the shaft stay level to your spine and circular, right? The right hand, if it does, it doesn't rotate. That doesn't feel right, does it? The right hand actually just does this. That's all that joint does. Dribble a basketball, it does this. Shoot a basketball, it does this. Throw a piece of paper in the trash, it does this. Okay, so that's all the golf swing does. So the left hand will follow what the right hand does. Now, I have feel with everything in my right hand. I don't know how hard to backhand something, but I know how hard to throw something. So it's not, when I say golf swing's a throw, it's just a circular sling. But the way that our brain can see things is throwing things of how hard, how soft, how fast, how slow, right? Okay. So the right hand will do this. Now, when I'm doing that, did you feel that muscle contract right there? Do it again. Yes. Okay. So once that muscle contracts here, that makes the elbow then bend. Now, people say, well, the club face is facing more the ground. Well, the shoulder socket will go from internal to external rotation naturally, and it allows the right hand to now be over top of the shoulder. And if you look at that, if I put a ball in your hand and said, throw it underhanded, you're in a perfect position to do so. Yeah. Okay. So the right hand goes like this. Now that would then allow the left hand to roll correctly. If you roll your left hand excessively and the hand is passive, the golf club will become laid off. You understand that terminology? Yeah. The golf club will be pointed to the left. So if you have a dominant left hand and a passive right hand, the golf club is no longer on plane or in a circle. Okay? Yeah. All that being said, so if your brain can see that all I'm doing is I don't have a golf club in my hand, I have a ball in my hand, and I'm tossing it, my right hand would go like that, and then I would throw it. And that right there was a tour-like motion. So if you threw it up, the ball would go high. If you throw it low, What are you, a human movement expert? That was perfect, right? So now you put the golf club in your right hand this way. This is how you can practice one of the drills that I teach people. So you can take the grunt out of the old man. All right, so this finger is really important. What I do is I curl it because that is how I would control the ball. I wouldn't control it like this, would I?
Right.
Okay, so it's just a different tool now. Okay, so there you go. So that's how you grip a right hand. That's how you can drink. That's how you can do everything, right?
Right.
So now you're winding that joint up. So one of my most important feelings is this finger here. So when I wind this hand up, and now I'm just tossing the ball. So when you get a grip, you want it to be just like that. Now, just the right hand first. Now, if I put it here, you don't feel like you really have control. See the palm? So it has to be down in the fingers. Now, you want a two-hand measurement. So put the left hand on it first, then the right hand. There you go. Then you take the left hand away. Meaning you don't want to practice with the right hand all the way up here at the end. Okay? So you want to be there. Now, see this pad? This pad right here is on top. Now, does that fit? There you go. Now, does that feel like you got control? Okay. And then, so there you go. Now, you figured it out yourself, didn't you? Now, does that feel right? Now, does that feel like you're throwing a ball?
Yeah.
With the right hand? Good. So when you wind the hand up, now you'll start to feel some muscles. You'll feel this wind up, which flexes this and flexes that. You feel that?
Yep.
Okay. So then it unwinds underhand. That's right. So when you swing, now keep going with me, okay? That's what the golf club would look like if you just had it. Thank you. If you just had it here, the golf club didn't roll over. Now you're like, well, that's not the case because on TV, it's always like that, right? The only reason why it appears to roll over is because when the left hand is on the golf club, this wrist again does this, and that elbow folds, so it appears to roll over. So the right hand never rolls over the left. I want you to feel that you are throwing it underhanded that way. The left hand will rotate the face.
Okay.
In a circle. Okay. So now practice just the right hand and make a little throwing motion. There you go. And that's right. Just like that. Okay. Perfect. Do it again. Nah, see, it's like this now. I wouldn't throw it from here, so don't overdo it. Right. It's got to be there. Right. Like you could drink. Right.
Yep.
There you go. That's perfect. And now right there. And you want that thumb to be. Hang on, one more thing.
More to the left.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I didn't go over this. So these are called phalanx. Okay, right here, these little joints between.
Right.
So when my hand hangs, this joint matches this joint. So you want these joints to match. So if it's out like that, it's not matching. So your hand doesn't quite. Yeah, see, it's not quite matching. You'll see what I mean. Now do you see?
Okay. Yep.
Now you have control. There you go. That's right. All right. Now throw. Go and hit one. Now throw one. So you're already now thinking no longer, let me get in position and posture. You're just putting the club down on the ground, right? Put the ball behind the ground. All right. Now make a throwing motion. There you go. There you go.
Whoa.
And